13 WMAZ meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi with your 11 a.m. update on Tropical Storm Elsa. Still maintaining that maximum sustained wind of 65 miles per hour as it starts to move inland along the southern Cuba coast, moving northwest at 14 miles per hour. We do anticipate a little bit of weakening with this as it makes its way overland. And there is some good news with the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center. Of course, it is still forecast to go back out into the Gulf of Mexico and strengthen. However, it doesn't look like it is going to strengthen more than a tropical storm, as it does seem that there is a good bit of wind shear in the Gulf along with that stalled front that's currently to our south, bringing us our rain chance for today. So it's not anticipated to strengthen anymore. Wind shear is not good for hurricanes. They need to stay vertically stacked, and wind shear prevents that. So some good news with the latest forecast cone. Still projected to make a landfall somewhere along the western coast of Florida, where there are currently tropical storm watches and warnings in place all the way up through the Tampa area, and it should make a landfall sometime late Wednesday morning. Now, as it moves inland, it is going to continue to fall apart and make its way past us as simply a remnant low. So it's no longer going to be a tropical storm as it makes its way to our south. So what that means for our forecast is it's looking less likely that we'll have any kind of tropical storm force conditions here, but we will still be quite windy and also will have that chance for some on and off heavier tropical downpours, especially if you're south of Macon. So let's time it out for you. We're going to take you through the RPM model here. As we head through the day today, again, that stalled front will offer us that chance for showers and thunderstorms. And as we head into tomorrow, there's Elsa starting to make its way up the west coast of Florida. Center of circulation staying off the coast, but again, with that wind shear and with those outer convective rain bands making their way over land, that's not going to allow it to strengthen very much. Now, for us here at home, come Wednesday morning, the storm again will be making a landfall somewhere along the western coast of Florida and then move into our area, most likely as that remnant low. Still going to bring us a pretty good breeze. Also the potential for those on and off heavier tropical downpours by 10 o'clock at night, moving through the area. So Wednesday evening looks to be when we're going to see our greatest impacts from this storm, and that's going to be wind and rain. When it comes to severe weather, thanks to where this is positioning itself, that threat looks pretty unlikely for us, with the exception of maybe some of our southeasternmost counties. So we're talking Telfair, Wheeler, Montgomery. We'll have to pay extra close attention to you for any kind of severe weather. Otherwise, you're simply just going to be quite windy as we head into Wednesday, especially for the evening. Now, the Euro is definitely the toughest model. It brings wind gusts upwards of 48 miles per hour into some of our southern counties. The rest of us are generally going to look at 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts starting Wednesday night, and that will continue into Thursday as that remnant low continues off towards the northeast. Now, the GFS is kind of the outlier. This model keeps that center of circulation out of our area and just down to our south. Also brings this storm in much weaker, so that brings our wind gust values down a good bit. So that is possible. For now, we're going to say 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts will be the general consensus, with those isolated higher gusts, of course, if you are south and east of Macon. These numbers looking better than this morning. This is the probability of tropical storm force winds, now looking very unlikely for us. So all good things with the latest forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. Definitely didn't want to see that thing strengthen on the forecast track. Tracking Elsa looks like this. These are our potential impacts. We're looking Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Really starting in the afternoon is when we'll pick up that wind. 25 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts with isolated higher gusts possible in those southeastern counties. And we'll look ahead to about half an inch to an inch of rain with locally heavy amounts south and east of Macon. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated on air and online as we continue to track Elsa over the next several days.